Welcome back. We all want to sleep a little bit better, and we want our kids to sleep well too. And Dr. Stephanie Hansen from Sanford Health is back to let us know how we can have that be a true testament. So welcome back. Let's talk about melatonin.
Yeah.
So what is the benefits of melatonin and how does it correlate with the kids?
Yeah. You know, I get questions about this almost every single day from families. You know, what do you think about melatonin? Should I try melatonin? Or we're using melatonin, is it okay? And you know, there's a lot of things to consider if you want to use that for your kids. There's some risks, there's maybe some benefit to it, but it's important, I think, just to kind of know about it and learn about it a little bit more.
So what is it? What is melatonin?
Yeah. So melatonin is a hormone that's produced by a part of your brain called the pineal gland, and it's a hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycle. You can buy melatonin as a dietary supplement that can help try to mimic the effect of the natural melatonin in your body.
Nice. So
Yeah.
what should parents know about that
Yeah.
in order to facilitate, bedtime routines with kids?
Yeah. So one thing I'll say right away is that melatonin is considered a dietary supplement. So it's not regulated the same way that medicines or drugs are regulated by the FDA. So you have to be aware that what you're looking at, what you're buying, might not be exactly what's labeled on the package. There may be other ingredients. The amount of melatonin might vary. So there are some things to kind of be watchful for. You want to make sure you're buying it from a reputable place and that it has the USP designation on it, because that's more likely to be exactly what's labeled on the package.
We've heard some studies recently with kids taking too much. So what is the harmful components that are associated with melatonin?
So a lot of people don't realize this, but melatonin has actually been a significant source of childhood poisoning over the last 10 years. You know, as the use of melatonin has increased, there's been hundreds of thousands of cases of kids who have had poisoning. Thankfully, most of them, are okay and the effects wear off and there are no, ongoing problems. But there have been kids who have needed to be in the hospital, and even 2 children who have died due to excess melatonin intake. So it's not completely harmless. You do have to be careful about it.
So when you're considering it for your child, what should you ask your pediatrician?
Yeah. Well, I like what you said right there. Ask your pediatrician, because we do have a lot of advice about how to use melatonin safely. In its best way, it's probably useful most for short-term use. So if you're trying to reset your child's sleep cycle after a vacation or getting ready for the beginning of the school year, if they've had a few late nights and then they need to be up early, those are the times when melatonin use is really actually helpful. We don't know a lot about its long-term use and what happens to the brain or things like that. So really probably those shorter-term uses are better.
Nice. So would you allow that to be a bedtime routine?
Well, there's many other things I would suggest first before relying on melatonin for your kids.
Okay.
Having a really, kind of set routine where you do the same thing the same way every night. Having some wind down time before bed where screens are turned off, activity level is lower, you do something kind of calm and relaxing. That's good for us, it's good for our kids.
Right.
We talk about those good sleep habits all the time, and that's true even for really little kids.
Nice. So if I have additional questions, how can I reach out?
Yeah, I think if your child has a pediatrician or if you have a trusted primary care provider, that's your perfect place to start. But healthychildren.org also has some great information about melatonin and its use in kids.
Awesome. Dr. Hansen, thank you so much for stopping by and letting us know a little bit more about melatonin.
Thank you.
Next on this show today, we'll be talking about AARP's fraud protection. Up next.